Hey beauties, good evening to you. Not using any filters today, this evening. All right, just plain old me. All right, so I'm watching the news. Boy, I can't believe this is me. That I'm excited to watch the news each evening. And there is a segment in the news. I saw it um, online via the Jamaica Gleaner that over 400 teachers have resigned in 11 days. And on the news, it said 427 teachers have resigned in 2 weeks. And Minister Favor Williams, she was speaking, and she was saying they were, I don't know, they know how to put these things together where they show. I know in an earlier interview some time ago, she was saying that the resignations, a teacher leaving the school system in Jamaica, had dropped by 40 something percent based on the figures she had given. To date, it would be 800 and odd coming from prior time when you had over 1,000 and something or other. I don't remember the figure offhand. But, Minister, it was an illusion. It certainly was an illusion. What you saw was an illusion. The reality is that they were just making themselves secured before resigning. So it did not seem as though, it may seem as though it was a drop, but it really was not a drop. The people probably took you probably were factoring the leave that they got, like the 8 month leave or however long they get their leave for the longest time that they can get their leave for. But it was an illusion. It was an illusion. We're in a crisis. There is a crisis in terms of shortage of teachers. I heard somebody saying something to me. I didn't hear it for myself. I said to myself, it could not be true that they're contemplating using sixth formers to help with the teaching. It I almost asked if you guys have gone mad. I that is not even that should not even be considered. So I hope what the person heard was not true. I really and truly hope what the person heard is certainly not true. That what? You want to disrupt their lives to put on more burden when they're just beginning tertiary life? That is like pre-tertiary education that they're garnering, how to now effectively take on tertiary life. To be told that, I hope it's a joke. I hope it wasn't true. As I said, I heard that. I don't know how true it is. I mentioned it to somebody else who said they heard something like that, so I don't know. I hope that is wiped out of your minds and not even thought to put into to play. I was listening to the present JT president in recent times, and he was saying that the teaching profession is lacking tremendously expertise, or experts in the area of whatever subjects that need expert teachers. Perhaps like you would have mathematics, English language, technical drawing, the sciences, even the social sciences and so on. Perhaps I don't know where they fall, but I mean, it's basically all over. And that some of the courses would have to be dropped because they have no expert teachers. So when you say that, there are enough teachers that are filling the vacant posts, enough in terms of, but where are they in terms of their training? How effective are they? No disrespect to them. Because a man may be at a certain level today, but tomorrow he can be better. When I say tomorrow, I'm talking about with the right training, with proper guidance and direction. And that is why I know in the school system, you would have the expert teacher, the experienced teacher, and there's a term that they used to call them, I don't want to say subordinate, like a support teacher. That's still not the correct term. There was a term that they used to use back in the day, like teaching aid. I don't remember. Whatever it is, you understand what I mean. So one of those support teachers, when they just leave teachers college, I mean, they're now on the job learning, so they can't be taking over roles that you need an expert in. To teach effectively, you need experts in the area. You can't just willy-nilly put somebody who just leave teachers college. It doesn't mean that because they're not at the level now, they won't get there. But we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. If it's early childhood education and they're learning to read and write and the whole learning literacy and all of that and the cognitive skills being developed and critical thinking, being embellished and being developed even more, that's different. But we're talking about people who have been cemented in terms of the literacy and they now need something more advanced. You can't have somebody who is just coming out of teachers college who is now who is basically basic, or at an intermediate level when you should be at an advanced level. You need an advanced, trained, expert teacher to teach, especially those courses that are difficult, that you have to be a specialist to teach it. So even if you say drawing back for the retirees, they're tired. It's probably out of kindness, generosity and compassion. Some of them probably coming back, or they need some money. Because, when you're elderly and you're broke, you want a little change, because you can't just depend on Pitney and whomever to be sending you money via remittances and so on. Or depend on the little pension that they get. The monkey money. Remember, says monkey money all around. I've often said it, pay public sector workers across the board well. Reward sweetens labor. It's an old adage, but it is it's like a cliche, but it's a cliche that's a necessary one. It's a necessary one. If the American teachers are leaving, and I said to somebody the difference with them, and thus you really can't compare. It's like comparing apples with strawberries. It may not be the best strawberries that the Americans are getting, but they're getting some strawberries. So you know that the berries are high in antioxidants. So it would be more pricey and costly, a more prestigious type of fruit than the apples. So they're probably pulling home between 3 and 4,000 US monthly. The average Jamaican is not earning that when we convert it. The average teacher isn't earning that. So for them, that's monkey money. So they leave for better because they know what they're worth. Teaching is a job that you're called to do, any and everyone. Sometimes I say to myself, I wish I had that kind of inclination and passion to teach, because I really would come in there and teach and help. I really would. Honestly, I would. To make a child's life better, or somebody's, even if it is an adult, better, to move you from illiteracy to literacy, to move you from dunce to bright, to move you from lacking critical thinking skills to having critical thinking. Oh gosh, I would help. I just don't have the passion for it. That's not my calling. I don't think so. Pay the people well. It makes no sense for us to deliberate on anything else. Pay the teachers well. Pay them properly. That's all. Pay them properly. I don't know what else should be said or needed to be said for you guys to get it. Pay them well. Don't cut off your nose and your mouth to spite your entire face. That is what you're doing. So by saying, oh, you have so many teachers that can fill the spot, that some of them you don't even know what to do with them. But in terms of the quality, it's like a man buying 10 pairs of shoes at 2,000 Jamaican dollars each versus a man who is paying $20,000 for one pair of shoes or 2 pair of shoe. The one with the 1 or 2 pairs of shoes stand a better chance for his shoes to last versus the man who has 10 pairs of shoes. Him lucky if one lasts for 1 hour or and so on. That's what is happening. So it's not about the quantity, really. It is about the quality. The students need quality service as well, quality teaching. No disrespect to the ones that are just coming on. They need to learn. It takes experience to learn. The Bible says, just with age brings wisdom. It's the same with teaching or any profession. 427 in 2 weeks. You have more to come. I don't know, it's like when I tough, and then I learn, when I determined, and then I move up the money for all public sector workers. Well, just pay the consequences. You say it's unprofessional for them to leave, but they find that it's unprofessional for you to pay them poorly or not pay them at all. Just think on these things, guys. Follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube.